All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. You ready to get into it today? We are talking all things Trump and crypto.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be looking specifically at this Yahoo Finance video that breaks down some of his plans for the future of digital currency.
This will be good.
So yeah, let's jump right in.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that came out recently was this announcement of a strategic crypto reserve.
Right.
He's talking about including Bitcoin, Ether, XRP, really the whole gamut of cryptos. So what do you think about that? What's your take on this whole thing?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, a strategic reserve, that usually means that the government thinks that this asset is like super important, right?
Yeah.
Like beyond just the money part of it, like strategically important. And I think that's what's really interesting. It means that under Trump, the U.S. government is saying, hey, cryptocurrencies, these are strategically important.
Yeah, it's a bold statement for sure.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed in the video, though, was that they didn't really explain how this reserve would actually work.
Yeah.
Like in practice. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's true. The video was a little vague on the details.
Yeah.
But one thing they did say was that Trump could like block the sale of all this Bitcoin that the government's gotten like billions of dollars worth through different like seizures and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And just that alone, that could have a huge impact on the market.
Yeah, that's a great point. Because if the U.S. government is just sitting on all this Bitcoin,
Right.
it's almost like they're saying, hey, we believe in this.
Totally. It's like an endorsement.
Yeah. Do you think other countries might start doing the same thing?
I mean, it's possible. We've already seen El Salvador make Bitcoin like their official currency.
Right.
So, yeah, I think if the U.S. does this, it could cause like a domino effect.
Like a global crypto arms race.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
That's kind of crazy to think about. And speaking of things that are crazy, the video also talked about how Bitcoin's price has been like all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Like right after Trump won back in November, the price shot up over 60%.
Wow.
Hit a record high of over $109,000 in January.
Yeah. It's huge. Huge. And then like right after that, it dropped like 20%.
Yeah, that's Bitcoin for you. It's known for being volatile.
Right.
But the video also said that these kinds of drops aren't that unusual. Like, historically, there have been times when it's dropped even more than that, like 30% or more.
So this recent drop might seem like a big deal, but it's not unheard of.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's worth pointing out that it's already starting to bounce back.
It is.
It's up like 15% from that low point a couple weeks ago.
Those Bitcoin bulls, they're not worried.
No, they're not. The video mentioned them, and like their whole perspective is basically, hey, volatility is just part of the game.
This is just a normal dip.
Right. Just got to ride it out.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And you got to remember, there's a whole psychology to it, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like when big things happen, whether it's good or bad,
Yeah.
like Trump getting elected or this reserve announcement, even bad news, it can make the price swing wildly depending on how people feel about it. Oh, yeah. It's like a roller coaster ride. Speaking of predictions, though, there was that part in the video where those analysts from Bernstein, they were saying that Bitcoin could drop to $70,000.
Right.
But then they also said it could go back up to almost $200,000 within the next year.
Yeah, they call that a cycle high.
What does that mean?
Oh.
And what could even make the price change that much?
So a cycle high is just like the highest point the price hits during a certain period.
Okay.
And a lot of things can affect that, like the global economy changing, new regulations coming in, you know, how people are feeling about it, new technology coming out, all that stuff.
So trying to predict the price of Bitcoin, it's almost impossible.
Haha, pretty much.
It's like trying to predict the weather.
Exactly.
But okay, so there's one more thing from the video that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Trump is going to be speaking at the first ever White House Crypto Summit.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think the summit could be a really big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like, will they actually make new rules about crypto there? Will it make the market even crazier?
Yeah.
This summit could totally change things for crypto worldwide.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming thinking about all of this, you know.
It is.
We got this potential crypto reserve Bitcoin going up and down like crazy, and now this White House summit that could change everything.
Yeah.
It feels like we're about to enter a whole new world for crypto.
It really does.
Yeah.
And, you know, with governments getting more involved, it makes you wonder, will they be cool with it and see it as a good thing for the economy? Or will they try to control it so much that it kills all the innovation? And how is all this going to affect you? How do you feel about the future of money now after hearing all of this? What are your big takeaways? I think it's going to be super interesting to see how this all plays out.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive, everybody. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next one.
See you next time.